Alright, hello everyone, it's Nigel here, and today, I got another video game review for you guys. I feel like it's been a little while since I've done a video game review, but today's review is going to be about Spyro 1 Reignited. So, just recently, I was streaming Spyro 1 Reignited over on Twitch. Follow me on there for the next time I live stream. The username is ndiddy19. So, go follow me on Twitch so you guys don't miss when I live stream. And I just want to say thank you all so much for anyone and everyone who showed up for the live stream for any of the nights. It took 6 nights, of course, one for each of the homeworld of Spyro. So, if you showed up to watch me play or even just to say hi, I thank you so much. And I'm going to be doing these reviews one by one. So, of course, the Spyro Reignite trilogy is the first 3 Spyro games, but redone. It's like a remaster, or it's like a full upscale HD remaster. So, I'm going to be doing them one by one. So, for now, we're going to be talking about the first game. The other thing I want to announce is, of course, I graduated college on Saturday. Hey, and for each person who congratulated me, those who said kind words, everything. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Words cannot explain how thankful, how blessed, and how grateful I am for each and every one of you. Who, for those of you who, whichever part you showed up through the 4-year journey as I went through college, thank you. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, honestly. But the other thing, unfortunately, I'm gonna move System Shock Radio episode 60 again to tomorrow. I'm not quite done with the research I want to do for, because of course we're talking about the video game Crash of 1983. I'm not quite done with my research yet, and it's already pretty late, and I don't really like to upload too late at night, so that's going to be moved to tomorrow. But also, please bear with me. You're going to have to wait one more day. I do apologize, but it will be up tomorrow, I promise. But without further ado, let's get into Spyro here. And of course, as always, not a professional video game reviewer, just a man who enjoys a good time. And I definitely had a good time revisiting this game. And any excuse to play Spyro, whether it's Twitch streaming or just because I feel like it is a good excuse to play Spyro because it is so much fun. It's probably my absolute favorite video game ever. Definitely a huge part of my childhood. But without further ado, we're gonna get into it. So, this review is gonna be a little bit weird here because the thing is about the Spyro Reignite trilogy is it's essentially a remaster of the original Spyro trilogy, like I said. So, it's gonna be kind of a twofold review. I'm gonna do the pros and cons of the game itself, and then the pros and cons of what they've changed and updated in Reignited. So, without further ado, let's get into the base game as a whole. So, the pros. One thing I've always liked about Spyro is that it has a very pick up and play nature, or to where you can just go in and not knowing a thing about the game and just pick up the controller and just press buttons and stuff happens. You get the nice open home world to explore and everything, and so that you can get used to the controls and there's stuff to do there. I like the environments. Environments are nice and vibrant. They're very colorful. I like the soundtrack. The soundtrack is awesome. Of course, that's Stuart Copeland, the drummer for the band Police. He's doing the soundtrack here, and man, he does a fantastic job. He does the soundtrack for the entire trilogy. He shows up again to remaster the soundtrack for the Reignite trilogy. So that, coupled with the pick up and play nature, coupled with the amazing visuals, make for a fantastic time. There's a lot to do. It's a collectathon type game, so you have dragons you have to rescue. You got gems to collect. You got dragon eggs to find and everything. So a lot to do, a lot to explore. But other than that, they don't really get in your way. They kind of say, okay, here's what you gotta collect. There's balloonists that'll take you to each of the worlds. They say, oh, here's what you gotta collect. Here's what you gotta do. Okay, go play. So, you're able to explore the levels, and each level is nice and big. and each home world, there's 6 of them. Each have about 3 levels aside from well, kind of like, I guess kind of, the last one does kind of have that 3rd level, but it's sort of more of a bonus, so I'll get to that. But there's 3 main worlds, there's a boss world, and then there's a flight stage. So this variety is good. It's in the game, there's a lot to do, but they would get more polished as time went on. So for now, we have quite a bit to do. We got like I said, the flight stages. We got the regular stages that you can just explore. And like I said, the game doesn't really get in the way. Hey, it kind of just lets you do whatever as you go about exploring the environments and everything. So in terms of that, it's really fun. Like I said, soundtrack is really amazing as well. And the fact that there's 6 home worlds, so you start off with the Artisan's home world, then you go into Peacekeepers, then the Magic Crafters, then the Beastmakers, then the Dreamweavers, and then finally the Nork Nexus, so Nasty Nork's home world, the main boss. So, there's a lot of levels to explore, 6 home world, and a bunch of levels that you can go through. And like I said, the pick up and play nature, Spyro, while not super versatile, at least compared to other characters we've seen, does have a pretty good moveset. He can jump, he can glide, he can charge, he can flame, and he pretty much does what you need him to do. And it's pretty simple to use in that regards. Now, as for what I didn't like about the game, for starters, the bosses are way too easy. So each world has a boss, but they might as well not be a boss. No joke, a lot of them will spend time running away from you. You attack them and then they just run away from you. And they get a whole level dedicated to themselves, so you're probably going to die to one of the other enemies, or probably even the stage environment. It's like falling into the pits or the water and everything, and more than you're going to die to these actual bosses. And legit, apparently the hardest boss in the game is Dr. Shem, and that boss is incredibly easy. So not really a whole lot of meat on the bones when it comes to the bosses, but what can you do? Is the first game, they're still trying to piece together everything and see what works and things like that, and so there's stuff they had to experiment with. But yeah, disappointing. Even the final boss, Nasty Nork, runs away from you as well. It's like, dude, what's going on? Like, hey, here we got this like big tough guy that you're supposed to be fighting, and then he runs away from you. You gotta collect keys from the egg thieves to lock the areas, and then you gotta chase after him. Like, dude, what? You encased the dragons in stone? Oh, and I'm expecting this big epic fight. Well, obviously I'm not, because I've already played this game a bunch of times. I even was able to 100% hit and everything, and of course platinum it found all the skill points on my other save file. But for this one, on this new save file, which I did for streaming, I just 100%ed it. But yeah, but so disappointing in that regard. And Spyro is, like I said, is limited. That's both a good thing and a bad thing, because he's not able to like full on fly. He except for like the flight stages, he glides instead. So you're not really gonna get a whole lot of like vertical elevations. But that's not really a bad thing. It just means you gotta like pick and choose and plan where to go to glide and everything. And the other thing is the flight stages. I admit, I've never been a huge fan of the flight stages. Even growing up as a kid, I never really liked them. I more so like the basic stages, the running around and stuff. The flight stages I never really cared for. But now, I guess for the second part of this twofold review, the Reignited, what they changed for the Reignited. Some stuff got updated in Reignited for good and for bad. The good is that a lot of the characters do look and feel a lot more expressive and are a lot more animated and everything compared to their original design. And some of the stuff got updated, but you could tell it still tried to stay faithful to how it was in the original, just given like a modern twist and everything. And so that stuff is really good, to the point where some models either got tweaked or got straight up overhauled. Like the dragons got a lot more personality. They got like clothes or like easels or cakes and stuff like that. Had to be able to really make them more diverse and everything. And some of them, who at first just had the generic dialogue like oh, thank you for releasing me, after you free them, now actually you may give you a tip or say a little more. So it's a bit more versatile, which I really do like. And some stuff is updated as well in the worlds and everything. For the arts and home world, they got like arts and crafts and things like that, because it's artisans. So that stuff got updated, and you're able to tell a lot more what it's supposed to be. Each world feels a little more diverse. In terms of what I didn't like about it, for starters, some of the changes did feel kind of unnecessary. Like, for example, in Twilight Harbor, in the final world, once you get to the North world, in the original, they had like straight up guns and everything, but here they got like paint guns and things like that. And I get it, it's meant for kids for the most part, but need I remind you that in the Crash Insane trilogy, Pinstripe Potter got to keep his Tommy gun. So that, I think, was a little weird, and I remember a lot of people were complaining about that. Honestly, it's not that bad to where it bothers me, but it is still pretty notable. Well, and the other thing is that Spyro does feel pretty weighty when you're doing the flight stages. I already didn't like the flight stages, but now that he does feel a little weighty, to the point where he's a bit harder to control, really does not help my enjoyment of the flight stages. If anything, it hinders it even more. But still, really fun time, really enjoyed playing it. So once again, thank you all for everyone who showed up on a stream to watch me play. Unfortunately, I was trying to get audio, but wasn't able to do so. So hopefully I'll be able to do it for next time I stream. And so, I guess the inevitable question is, when am I streaming Spyro 2? At some point in the future, or I haven't decided yet. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.